I thought I'd show you how to tie the brassie the way I do it. This is this is on a Mustad C49S, a curved Caddis hook. Just put the tying thread on. You want to try and keep, if you're using fine wire and you want a really neat body, you want to try and keep it nice and flat here on the underbody, so hardly any build up, because it's best if it's kept nice and slim as well. Tighten that up a bit. So we'll go more or less all the way down. We'll turn the hook that way. Okay, I'm using a chartreuse lure wire for this one. So we place the wire. Now you want to get an even body, you need the wire to go the whole length of the hook shank. So we'll bang that on there. Give the thread a twist to make it flat. There you go. So all the way up, and there's going to be a thorax up here, so we don't need any wire there. Now I like to go back down once again, just to secure everything nice and tight. All the way down, and now I take it down into the hook bend, and then when I've gone far enough I like to go up again. You must remember, every time, on another note this is, every time you make one turn of tying thread, the bobbin twists. I don't know if you can see that. If I do that, maybe it's better. Every time you do that, the bobbin twists once that way. So if you want to, now you'll see that if I let this bobbin go, it starts twisting naturally the way it's unwinding. So if I want my thread flat, I spin it anti-clockwise. There you see it's getting flat. That has many applications. So every 10 turns or so, you see the bobbin, the actual thread is spinning again now with each turn. So every 10 turns or so I give it a little spin just to open the thread again if I need to open. So I'll go up there, just tighten the vice up. There you see you've got a nice even body. Take that even more further forward so it doesn't get in the way. Now I want these nice even tight turns now, so you can use your nail just to push the wire down. Take your time. This doesn't take a lot of time to tie, it's a quick pattern, but if you want it neat and you learn to do it neat, all your flies will look good. It's just a matter of having a routine on it. There we go. Give it a push down again. Up. There we go. And if you dine, depending on how heavy you want these brassies to be, but you can use this is 0.2 millimeter if I remember correctly, this wire, so you can use a heavier wire if you want a heavier pattern. And you must always remember to cut a decent length of wire so you have enough to work with and wrap If it gets too short, you just won't get a neat fly. Trying to wrap it, your fingers will be getting in the way all the time. So we go up to the thorax, push that in again. That's a bit too far off. There we go. Bring that around, and then we'll tie that down. I like the colour of this chartreuse wire. I haven't found it anywhere else. So we'll just put that on. Make a couple of kind of turns on that side. Remove the wire. It's a decent, neat body there. But what I do now is, well, actually, while I was talking about using a heavier gauge wire, if you use a heavier gauge wire, I'll just trim this off. I'll show you what I mean. There we go. If you want a heavier pattern, there's a heavier gauge wire that I sometimes use. But what I do then, because if you tie that in, you're going to get a bump in the body. So what I do is the flat part of these pliers, I flatten, I don't know if you can see that probably, but I flatten the end of the copper wire just by squeezing it, and then I tie that in on the back so it's flat and you don't get that build up. So come to the thorax. Now again with the thread, what we do is we spin that so the thread opens. There we go. So clean that dubbing needle off. So we spin that anti-clockwise so the thread opens, and then I can split the thread. So just hang it open like that, and then I need some hare's ear dubbing. So to make this hare's ear dubbing, what we do is I have these two brilliant dubbing rakes, one with long teeth that take the under fur, so I make a couple of scrapes with that first, and then I have one with short teeth that take the guard hairs, and I want a mixture of both. A good dubbing rake is worth its weight in gold. So there's the dubbing, and you want this kind of spiky, so that's what I've got from that now. And how I mix that is I place it in the palm of my hand and I just mix it up with a finger like that. So I don't think we need any more than that. We need a tacky dubbing wax, so I use this super tacky for this. It makes dubbing hairs here and other natural materials when you want it spiky much easier. So we just want a bit, not too much, on the thread. And then what you can do is you just take the spiky hairs here, place it in like this. Now, it doesn't matter if you put too much in, because we'll be thinning this out after we'll be teasing this out afterwards. But you want it spiky, it's important to get those long hairs in. So there we go, that's in now. So what I do now is spin the bobbin clockwise and give it another spin. So then I can pull this down and let it spin. Give it another one. There we go. That's not enough. Then what I want to do is I want to wind this dubbing just a little bit further back into the copper wire firstly. So we go a wee bit back, and then we go forward, and with each turn pull the dubbing back. You want to build up a thorax here. Don't worry if it's too much, this will sort out. We go this way. Get rid of that, all this stuff, and then we'll brush it out. Just spin that. Give it another. There we go, and remove the tying thread. So, take my dubbing brush, I want this really spiky. So, there's something rattling there, I don't know what it is. There we are. That's my spiky dubbing done. And I like to take the scissors and cut off underneath. This is a fabulous little pattern for all kinds of situations. But there it is, the Scruffy Brassie. Give it a go.